Woo!
My name is Stony Pockets, and before I tell you about my friend Zozimus, I'd like to tell you how I received my name. I was born with an affliction which made me lean over to one side, and so to compensate, my mother would fill my opposite pockets with full of stones to straighten me up. Now to tell you about my friend Zozimus. Michael J. Morden was born in this area in Fadl Alley, Black Pits in the Liberties, in 1794. He was blind at 2 years of age, but as he grew older he got an amazing memory for verse, which later on in life he recited on bridges and street corners all over Dublin, and he was known as the blind bard of the Liberties. Zozimus, the name Zozimus came from a poem by the Archbishop of Rappo, Reverend Anthony Kyle. It was about St. Mary of Egypt, who followed the pilgrims to Jerusalem to seduce them, but being banned by a supernatural force, or stopped by a supernatural force from the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, she went to the desert for the rest of her days for penance. When she was near death, God sent Bishop Zozimus to hear her penance and to lay her to rest. But this was so often repeated around Dublin and over the city that Michael J. Morden received the nickname Zozimus for the rest of his life. And now to hear one of Zozimus' favourite recitals, The Finding of Moses.
And because he was blind, he had his friend to bring him around the place, and he'd start something like this. Gather round me, one and all, gather round me. Am I in the right place, he'd say to Stony.
Yes, you're in the right place.
Am I in the right place, Stony?
Yeah, you're in the right place.
Am I in the wet?
No, you're not, you're fine.
Good, right so. In Egypt's land, contagious to the Nile, El Pharaoh's daughter, she went to bathe in style. She took her dip, and coming to the land, and for to dry her royal pelt, she ran along the strand. The bulrush tripped her, and whereupon she saw a lovely smiling babby, all in the water straw. She took the babby up, and she said an accent smiled, "Ah, turn angel scares now, which one of you sounds the child?" And then little Moses, he gave a little grin, for she and the Pharaoh were standing in their skin. Begobbin, says the Pharaoh, 'twas somebody very rude, had left a little babby in the river in his nude. She took him to her old lad, sitting on the throne. "Oh, da," says she, "would you give the boy a home?" Begobbin, says the Pharaoh, "I've often taken worse. Go nip down to the market square and get the child a nurse." When she got to the market square, the only one she could find now was the little young one that left the child behind. And she was letting on to be a stranger Maria, and never letting on that she was the baby's ma. And so little Moses, he got his mammy back. Now such a coincidence, now isn't that the crack?
Zozimus died at his home in Patrick Street in 1846 at the age of 52, and he's buried in Mount Prospect Cemetery in Glasnevin. Having an awful fear of body snatchers and being bedridden, he said to me,
Yeah, on his deathbed he said, Stony, will you do something for me? He said, don't let them old sack-em-ups get me.
"Who?"
Them old body snatchers.
Oh,
What you do is make a collection for me and buy me a grave. Will you do that?
"I will indeed, I will.
The blessings of God on you, the blessings of God."
His grave remained unmarked till the 1960s, where a group of prominent businessmen in Dublin erected a headstone in his memory. And the great songwriter P.J. McCall said he was the last of the Gleemen.
And that was Zozimus. That was Zozimus.